Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Hope you're all having a great Monday so far. I'm going to do my little diary room shout out and say happy birthday to my sister Kristen, who's 36 today. She'll never see this, but it's fun. Okay. Our house guests of the day are Jim Bergeron and Justin Stiles. Thank you both so much for the support. We appreciate it so much, and we could not do this without you, so thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Yay! And I also want to thank our super chatters from yesterday before we get started, because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So the G of Guthrie, Dawn MH302, Angela H, Benjamin, Nanita Madrano, Phil D, Dane Thomas, and Sean Davis. Thank you all so much for your support. You may have noticed in the thumbnail today how we'll snarl on because I am so annoyed with these house guests, or some of them at least. So annoyed with some of these house guests. Oh my God. Watching the feeds last night, I just wanted to all right. But anyway, before we get into the new stuff, when we left off yesterday, Felicia and Izzy are up on the block. Now we know that Cameron's target is Izzy, right? But he doesn't realize that she will probably have the votes to stay if she's up on the block next to Felicia on Thursday. So Jared won the power veto. Cameron is trying to get him to use the veto on Felicia because ideally Cameron would like to put Cirie up on the block next to Izzy, not because he wants Cirie to go this week, but because he wants Izzy to go and he feels like she would leave against Cirie, right? And he also wants Cirie to feel the fire a little bit. He wants that trio of Felicia, Izzy, and Cirie to all be freaking out this week. Jared is not going to risk using that power veto, right? He does not want his mommy to go up on the block. So Cameron's other idea was to put up Jag instead. So Cameron spilled to Jared about the safety deal that he made with Jag, telling him, if I don't put you up on the block this week, you need to keep me safe next week. And of course, Jag agreed to that. And Cameron also had told Jag, if I hear that you've been talking about this at all, like if I hear that you've spoken to anyone about it, you will go up as the replacement nominee. So yeah, Cameron spilled all this to Jared, and he's saying we could put Jag up, and I can just use the excuse that I heard, that it got back to me that he was talking about it. But Jag hasn't told anyone. On the flip side, Jared has already spilled to lots of people, and it's going all around the house. Jared did seem interested in the possibility of Jag going up, but yeah, it didn't seem like he would take that risk because Cameron will say one thing and then do something else, right? So even if he's saying that he would put up Jag, who knows if he would actually follow through on that or if he would just go ahead and put up Cirie anyway. But in other news, multiple house guests were carrying out punishments from the power veto competition. Izzy and Cameron were piggy pals, right? They have to spend 1 week in piggy costumes. This was a two-parter. They also had to transfer dirt from one side of the backyard to the other, just a small cup at a time. And they were tasked with making 2,000 trips in under 12 hours. And if they did not complete the 2,000 trips in time, Izzy would not be eligible to play for the power veto next week. Damn! But they completed it with plenty of time to spare because Izzy was not effing around with that. Excuse me. Okay. Felicia and Cirie, they have 48 hours of tandem kayaking. They're wearing their adventure gear. They've got helmets on, they got life vests on, and they have to walk around in a kayak, Fred Flintstone style, anytime they're going somewhere. They have to be together all the time. If somebody's going to the bathroom, the other one has to wait outside the door, basically. So it's a whole thing. That one's only 48 hours. Matt also has a 48-hour punishment. He is wearing a costume, buffalo check onesie, and he's got to take selfies with a cardboard cutout of Josh Duhamel that he's got to carry with him everywhere. It's sad, though, because if you missed yesterday's spoiler, Matt took that punishment thinking it was going to be a prize. He thought he was going to be hanging out with the real Josh Duhamel. No. Oh, sweet Matt. Yeah, so that's that. In showman's news, Corey and America are now kissing. Oh my god. So that's the thing. And oh, this is so sad. America told Mimi that Corey's not good at it. I think America might be the first girl he's kissed. So he's got some learning to do. Anyway, seems like they're having fun. All right. Let's get to the new stuff. Jared and Cameron are chatting in the HOH room, and you already know this is going to be horrible. And it was. Jared has been trying to convince Cameron that if Izzy and Cirie were up on the block together, that Cirie would be the one to go. Right? So it wouldn't accomplish Cameron's mission of getting Izzy out. Now, is this true? No. I'm pretty sure Cirie would stay over Izzy. But Jared is trying to sell this so that Cameron won't want to do that anymore, right? But they are then in agreement. Okay, maybe nominations should just stay the same. We'll keep Felicia and Izzy up there. Cameron thinks that they have the votes to get rid of Izzy. He's counting them off. He's like, all right, Mimi, Cirie, Bowie, Jared, Matt, that's 5. That's all they need. Those votes are not really all there, but Jared's going along with it, right? And Cameron says, yeah, I guess if we don't use the POV this week, that'll keep us from dropping another grenade. He says, I think I've already made enough of a display about keeping things from people, right? I mean, he did that whole bait and switch with the nominations this week. So if he were to do that again, he says he'd be seen as maniacal, dirty, and evil. That's one way to put it. That's 3 ways to put it, you know? But anyway, Cameron says this saves us a little bit of face by not using this veto. He says, I think Cirie will be willing to work with us after this because she knows what needs to be done. What planet are you on? Cirie is not working with you, and she is not happy with you, especially after this week. But he says Cirie will be willing to listen, and Cameron says, I won't trust her for an effing second, but she will be willing to listen, and she knows that she's going to need our help competition-wise. She knows she's going to have to be on her best behavior around us. If that's what you want to think, Cameron, I don't think that's the case, but okay. Cameron says, also, we're going to be good with Jag for 1 week. You know, I made that deal with him. Do I trust him? No, but I did make that deal. So that's enough as it is. But then Jared starts ranting about Corey, which is like all he does now. He can't go more than a few minutes without talking about Corey and America. So Jared says, Corey's getting on my nerves. He's only been looking out for himself this whole time, and now he's looking out for himself and America. And he's like, he keeps trying to talk to me. Ugh. Wow, what a jerk for trying to talk to you. This is supposed to be your ally, dude. But later in the conversation, Bowie joins them, and Cameron has a new idea for a grenade to drop. And he says, all right, Jared, it's up to you if you want to do this or not. But wouldn't it be so funny if you pretended like you were going to use the power veto on Felicia? And like Jared wouldn't, right? He would leave the nominations the same. But wouldn't it be funny if he pretended he was going to? Cameron says the whole house would be so nervous. They wouldn't know what Cameron's going to do. Jared says, yeah, I want to have some fun with it, right? Let's do something here. So Jared says, it would be so funny if I told Jag that I'm going to pull Felicia down. And Jared is like laughing his ass off about this. This feels so mean and unnecessary. Why are you doing this? Why are you causing all this extra chaos? Like, it seems a bit self-serving here. It seems like they just want to like watch the world burn, but I'm hoping this is going to come back to bite them because it's like really gross. But Jared's like, yeah, I'm going to go right to Jag. He's going to be the first person that I'm going to tell. And Jag is going to come up here and say everything in the book to Cameron. So Cameron's like, yeah, I'll leave it up to you if you want to do it. Cameron says Felicia also is just going to feel so comfortable thinking that she's coming off the block. Also, Izzy is not going to be able to campaign yet because she won't know who she's going to be up against. So Cameron says after the power veto ceremony, Izzy and Felicia are going to go Monday Night Football on each other, right? Because then they're going to be able to start campaigning. So these 3 are all laughing it up. Jared says, all right, I'm going to go have some fun. We're going to come back to that in a bit. All right. So Matt, America, and the Josh Duhamel cutout chat up in the HOH room. And they feel like they should both be good this week with Cameron as the HOH, right? I mean, compared to other people, they're in a decent spot with him. They're wondering, is Cameron going to try and get family style back together again? They're all still in the house except for Riley, which is pretty wild. Just a reminder, family style is Matt, America, Corey, Jag, Blue, Jared, and Cameron. And like I said, Riley was in it, but she was the casualty at the beginning, right? So Matt says he was talking to Jag about potentially getting it back together, right? They want to call it family reunion. As far as revival alliances go, I would say that is a pretty clever name. But anyway, yeah, he says Jag and I were talking about potentially getting that group together, but like without Cameron. They agree Cameron cannot be trusted, right? He's a disaster. But they also agree that group is kind of just like floating around right now, not solidified, and they feel like they need to prepare and get it together before people start turning to them as targets. And they're bringing up Felicia is already saying that our group is working together because we were all hanging out late at night. And America's like, yeah, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to actually work together if they're thinking that already anyway. So America asks Matt, who would you target if you were to win HOH? And he says, Cameron. Of course, it would be a backdoor, because Cameron's proven to be pretty good at competitions, but Matt is not sure who he would put up as the pawns. So America's like, well, I'm not really that close with Mimi or Bowie. I don't know about you. So like they could be options. Matt also brings up that Blue has volunteered to be a pawn to make this happen. Maybe, they could put her up. They don't know. But Matt says whoever wins next week has to take that shot at Cameron. They can't be scared. They have to just do it. And America's like, yeah, for sure. But she's nervous that people are just saying that they would do it and then they wouldn't actually follow through. Yeah, I think there are quite a few people that wouldn't actually target Cameron. But they agree there's no working with Cameron. They can't trust him. Look what he did week 1, turning his back on Riley, spilling about the family style alliance. But they're going to need to figure out who is the next target going to be after Cameron is eventually gone. It's a good question. I think I know who they should target, but I don't know if they will. They may have family members in the house. Jared and Suri. But anyway, they feel really good with Jag and Blue, and they want to talk more game moving forward. Okay. Probably shouldn't feel that great about Blue, but Matt was also sharing some information with America now that they're trying to get closer and trust each other. So Matt was talking about Red, inviting him to join the professors. Matt said it was basically the old people versus the young people. Pretty much, right? He also shares that America, the country, voted for him to play for the secret power, and he won, and he was the one who used it on Jag. And America's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I'm honored that you told me about this. So she tells Matt, you probably shouldn't tell anyone else, excuse me, just leave that in the past. So Matt's like, yeah, Jag is the only other person that I told about it. Now we know that's not true. Matt has told quite a few people now. America's like, you didn't tell Suri? And Matt says, well, Suri knows that I played, but she doesn't know that I won. That's a lie. That's a huge lie, right? Suri is the one he was telling immediately and bouncing ideas off of and trying to decide if he was going to use it or not. But anyway, a little later, Jared goes to the scary bedroom to talk to Jag and Blue. And Jared was like, Cameron really wants me to use the power of veto right now, and I think I might. And Jag is like, use it? And Jared's like, yeah. This is such a dick move. Jared is not using the power of veto, but he's just like toying with Jag at this point. So the feeds cut away from them for a few minutes. And when they come back, Jared is saying again that he is leaning towards using it. And Jag's like, well, the power's in your hands. So even if Cameron is adamant about you using it, you don't have to, right? The decision is yours. So Jared's like, oh, well, I don't think you'd be going up, Jag. Like, he has this very, like, nonchalant attitude when he's talking about all this, which just makes it read, like, even douchier, in my opinion. But Jared leaves. Jag and Blue are like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? They are so confused. Jag says he's nervous that he would go up as the replacement nominee because Izzy chose him to play in the power veto. So maybe Cameron is thinking that he's working closely with Izzy. So then Jared goes back in to toy with Jag some more. He didn't get enough before. And Jag is like, do you want to talk things through with anyone about whether or not you're going to use the veto? And Jared's like, we can, but I don't think using it would mess with any of our games. And if Cameron didn't put you up before, he's not going to do it now. So Jag is like, well, what if it's a backdoor? Like, he could be planning on backdooring me. And Jared's like, I don't really see Cameron backdooring people. And then Jag's like, well, then why would he want you to use it now? If he's not somebody to backdoor people, why would he be asking you to use the veto? So Jared's coming up with some BS answer like, oh, I think Cameron just had a good conversation with Felicia and it was really inspiring and he wants to give her more time in the house because she deserves to be here. Okay, again, I would love to see this come back to bite Jared in the ass. A little later, Jared lets Blue know what's going on. He is not using the power veto, but he is trying to freak people out, make people think that he might, messing with Jag. How is Blue not pissed about this? Jag is supposed to be her best friend in this house. And she's okay with this. She's okay with it enough that she's going along with it. And she's like egging this whole thing on when she's talking again to Jag and America later. And to make this even worse, Jag and America were like talking about getting a 3 together with Blue. And Blue goes and runs that information back to Jared. So I guess we've completely lost Blue at this point, right? She's just fully on that Jared train. All she can talk about is taking Jared on a European vacation because he's so disappointed that he didn't win the vacation in the veto competition. All right. Anyway, Jared also fills Izzy in on his plan. And Jared is laughing that Jag is panicking right now. Izzy's like, I love this. This is amazing. I'm really disappointed in Izzy in this moment. But Jared also lets Izzy know that Blue wants to make a Final Four deal with the two of them and Suri. And Izzy's like, that's great. Yes, we should make that deal. Because remember, Izzy actually does want to take Blue to like Final Five, Final Four, because she feels like Blue is just a goat that they can get rid of. But like, do you really want to be going to the Final Four with Suri, her son, and her son's person that he's sleeping with in the house? Like, that doesn't bode well for you. But yeah, that's what Izzy wants. So Jared is also sharing some information with Izzy saying Bowie seems to think that she is now in an alliance with Jared and Cameron. They've been chatting a lot together, and he lets Izzy know that Bowie was saying that she doesn't like Izzy because Izzy made her cry. So yeah, these two are freaking laughing it up about messing with Jag and making him panic. And Jared is giddy talking about how Cameron wants to tell Felicia that she's coming off the block, even though she's not really. So Jared and Izzy seem to agree that's a little bit too far. They shouldn't be saying that to Felicia. But Jared does want to mess with Corey, basically telling him the same thing that he was saying to Jag, like, oh, I'm thinking about using the veto. Cameron wants me to use it, blah, blah, blah. And Izzy's like, I don't know if that's a good idea to do that with Corey because he's going to think that something is off. We don't want him thinking that you're actually working with Cameron at this point. And Jared's like, no, like, this is a good idea because Corey needs to be scared. Corey needs to try harder to solidify relationships with us because I don't feel good with him. He's got some weird fixation on Corey right now. Anyway, Corey and Jared chat in the bathroom, and Jared drops that Cameron wants him to use the power of veto for some reason. So Corey's like, what? What's going on? Like, do I have to worry? And Jared's like, I really don't know. He's just like playing with a hanger when he's talking to Corey, and I just want to like smack the hanger out of his hand. But it's just so frustrating to watch Jared toy with people, especially when he has come into this house and come into this game with such a huge advantage already. So he's just like kicking people when they're already down, he's punching down. Dude, you're not like working with the same stuff that everybody else is. You already have extra tools in your toolbox. It's just not fair. But Jared's like, I don't know where Cameron's head is. There's no limitations to where he might go. So, like, I don't know what he would do. But Jared says Cameron is having some fun right now, and he deserves to because he won. So Corey's like, are we good? Like, this conversation had a very strange tone and mood. Jared's like, yeah, we're good. That is such a lie. He cannot stop talking crap about Corey whenever he's not with him. But the feeds switch away from them a little bit when they come back. Corey is talking about how he, had a conversation earlier with Blue, potentially about Blue, America, Corey, and Jared all working together. And Jared, before anything else, Jared feels the need to say, Blue's not my girlfriend. Okay. Whatever. Jared says Blue has a lot more to her than people see. So apparently Jared is realizing that Blue is not just there for sex stuff. But he says once you trust Blue, you can trust her. But he sees Blue and America getting closer, and Jared says, I still don't trust America. So Corey says, well, America has noticed you spending a lot of time with Cameron in that HOH room this week. Yeah, he's been pretty obvious about it. And America's wondering if Jared and Cameron are now working together. So Corey says, I told America, don't worry about it. I trust Jared. It's okay. You shouldn't trust Jared. And Corey says he thinks if America wins HOH, she would probably put up Mimi and Bowie and backdoor Cameron. I mean, that is what she was saying to Matt earlier. I don't know if she would actually do that because, as we've seen, America wants to shake things up. Maybe she would take a shot at Cirie and Izzy and, that whole group, but who knows? Jared is saying he's considering all of his options. He says there's some people in here that I can no longer work with. I no longer want to have to work around. So Corey's like, you need to be more straightforward with me. I don't know what you're talking about. So Jared's like, I am being straightforward with you. I couldn't be more straightforward with you. And he says, I know you want to trust America, but I can't. And he tells Corey, I want to try to save our relationship as much as possible. Do you really though? Because it doesn't seem like it. But Corey says that kind of pisses him off because he is not more loyal to America than he is to Jared. I really hope this is a lie coming from Corey because America definitely has she's definitely looking out for Corey more than Jared is at this point. But they go back to talking about the power veto, and Corey asks, are you not concerned that if you use this veto that Cameron would put Cirie up as the replacement? Because remember, Corey, Jared, Cirie, and Izzy are all supposed to be in a 4-person alliance. And Jared's like, oh, well, I wouldn't use it on Felicia then. I would use it on Izzy. So I guess he's saying even if Cirie went up, then they would just vote out Felicia, right? And they could keep their alliance of 4 intact. But Corey's like, Felicia, I got my issues with her, right? Felicia is probably the only person who has said my name directly. We know that's not true. But that's all he knows about, right? And Jared says, not really. She's just the only one that you know about. So he's basically saying, like, he's heard Corey's name from other people and he hasn't told them about it. Corey, this should be a huge red flag. Like, you need to wake up. This is not how your ally should be talking to you. So this conversation drags on for a while. And then later, Jared reports back to Cameron. And Jared is talking about how much fun he's been having, messing around with Jag and Corey. And they're both laughing their asses off at, that people are panicking. Enjoy it now, losers. So yeah, Jag and Corey both took turns checking in with Cameron, and Cameron was, again, toying with them, speaking in riddles to them, of course. Cameron was also being really weird with Corey, asking Corey, hey, do you and America sleep in the same bed like the whole night? And he was like, do you think you're getting too close to America? Sounds like somebody's jealous. In other news, Corey is realizing he's not in as great of a spot as he previously thought. America let Corey know that Matt told her Suri was one of the people who played for the secret power. And Corey is shook that Suri told Matt about this. Yeah, I mean, that's not good that you're hearing about this from America, from Matt. So Corey's like, damn, we got to win that next HOH. I am effed right now. Corey says a ton of people must know that Suri played, for her to hear it from Matt. Like, whoa. So this morning, Corey was talking to the cameras, and Corey says, I'm going to try not to overreact because I don't think my position in this game is trash, but it is trash adjacent. He says, America gave me a shit ton of information last night. He doesn't know what to do with it at this point. He's got to really think about it. He says, I can't believe I effing believed Suri, right? Suri telling him, oh, I didn't play for the power. Come on. But he says, I got to be smart here. I can't immediately just go and spill everything to Jag because he might go and spill to other people. So he says, stuff is definitely shifting right now in the house and it's really cool, but he needs to figure out what to do at this point. Yes, alliances could be shifting this week. Very interesting. I also have to mention that apparently Corey was wearing SpongeBob underwear and America was commenting on that. Also, when they were making out, she quoted SpongeBob and said, like, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? No! All right. So they had the power veto ceremony today. And after all of the BS, Jared and Cameron trying to get everyone panicking and freaked out, guess what? Jared did not use the power of veto. So Izzy and Felicia remain on the block, but Cameron is not done with his little community drama production, right? Now he wants to pretend to be mad at Jared for spoiling his backdoor plan. And he's saying, Jared, you can tell people that you didn't want to use the power veto because you heard that Blue would be going up as the replacement nominee. What is the point of all this? This is all so dumb. I feel like Cameron is just like doing whatever to make good TV and mess with everybody as much as possible, but like you're not really doing yourself any favors here. So yeah, we've got 3 days left until the eviction. I mean, at the beginning of the week, it was looking like it was going to be a done deal for Izzy to stay over Felicia, right? But like, we'll see what happens now that Corey is finding out he's not in as good of a spot as he thought before. Maybe he might shift to wanting Izzy out. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure America would be down for that, right? I'm sure Mimi is down for that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next few days. Hello. Hello. I want to thank all of our super chatters today.
Jane.
Yes. Laura Dalton, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much as always. Kiki, thank you so much. This is Kiki's first super chat. Woo! And Kiki says, hi, Maddie and Janet. Your wedding blog just came up on my YouTube feed today. Oh, congratulations and thank you for all you do. Thanks so much. And
You're
thanks
still
for watching.
just a little newlywed baby.
I am. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much for the super chat. As always, Deb Wicks, thank you so much. Wendy Will, thank you for the super chat. Mary Ellen L again. Oh, we got a doggy sticker this time. Yeah. Thank you. Connor Benson, thank you so much. Connor says, thank you for the hard work. Since Felicia, you're welcome. Since Felicia is most likely leaving, how do you think Mimi will handle this moving forward? That's a really interesting question. Yeah, because of course, Mimi is going to want Felicia to stay over Izzy, right? Because Mimi values the alliance of the Brown Sugar Babes over anything else, right? That is her alliance. So she's definitely going to be freaked out.
She's gonna be like a third wheel.
Yeah, she's gonna be freaked out if the other members of the Brown Sugar Babes vote out Felicia over Izzy. So that would definitely cause a rift. I'm not really sure how she would take that. I think that we would see a lot of storage room rants, but I don't know if she would just go along with it, and be like, this is my group, this is what I got to do, or would she make other connections? It's tough to say. But also, I'm not 100% convinced that Felicia's leaving at this point. I think there is a chance that Izzy could go this week because things are shifting right now, right? We're on uneven ground. So
we're not even to Waffle Wednesday.
We're not even to Waffle Wednesday. We're not even to Twisted Tuesday. So,
oh no.
Or like, I don't know what we would call it, but Topsy Turvy Tuesday. I don't know.
Wacky week.
Yeah. So who knows? But it'll be interesting. Dawn MH302, thank you so much. Oh, that ice cream cone looks delicious.
You guys are having ice cream tonight.
Yeah, later. For Kristen's birthday. Floaters grab a light vest, Kristen. K-Diggs too, thank you so much. K-Diggs says, how much cleanup after Jared will Sari need to do after the punishment is over? Jared on the loose. Yikes.
They're going to have to call Serve Pro.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. This is all happening when Sari is doing her punishment and she can't leave Felicia's side. You have to wonder if Jared would be running around this much, doing this much foolish stuff if Sari was not doing her punishment.
It's
right?
like when your parents have a party and you act up because you know the parents aren't going to be like, you shut the hell up and go to the room.
Right? So I'm wondering, would this all have happened if Sari was able to like be in it and not be doing her punishment? I don't know.
Don't think so.
Yeah. Carla S, thank you so much. Ooh, unicorn, love it. Oops, I lost my spot. Bori Bonita, thank you so much. And Bori says, if they don't get Jared out soon, I might just stop watching. He is a spoiled, entitled brat. Everyone needs to play for him. I'm over this jerk. I feel that. Every time I see him on the feeds, it's getting to the point that I just want to turn them off because he is that terrible.
Cocky.
Yes, he's so spoiled and so entitled. It is killing me. Blech. So yeah, I agree with that. It's too much. Too much. And I'm really hoping that, his actions this week will lead to people targeting him. But I'm sure he'll find a way to get away with it because mommy will clean up his mess again. Anyway, Brian Yell, thank you so much for the super chat. Woo! All right, everybody. I got to go because I think some of our party guests are already here. Yeah, I got to go celebrate my sister's birthday. So thanks for being here. We'll be back tomorrow for more. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.